Today I have a wonderful family, loving home, and well-paying career. But things weren't always this cozy. For 9 years I ran with dangerous people in dangerous places, and I've seen a lot. Violence, despair, chaos, you name it. It was a wild ride, but I could usually make sense of any given situation and see most of them coming a mile away. But not this one. It's been years since it happened, and I'm still just as curious now as ever. Mr. Murphy owned a deli. It was supposed to close at 11 on Saturday nights. But once he started drinking, he started playing cards. And once that happened, the sun may come out again before those front doors locked. Me and my buddies would supply the booze. In return, Mr. Murphy's hangout provided a perfect cover for our late night transactions. Nobody would bother us because of him, and nobody would bother him because of us. One Saturday, things were operating as normal. The poker table was full, so was everyone's glass, and business was booming. But no matter how hard the good times rolled in, Mr. Murphy wasn't letting a soul smoke inside his establishment. Even in 20-degree temperatures, any one of us had to step outside for a cigarette, including his 80-year-old uncle. I walked out to the sidewalk and lit up. I noticed one of our regulars in the lot sitting in her car. I strolled over to say hello. She rolled down her window and spoke, and then directed my attention to the woods across the road. I glanced up to follow her finger. I didn't see anything, but she told me to just be patient. A moment later, I could see a slight movement barely above the top of a row of bushes. "Did you see it?" she asked. I had, and my first thought was, it's the police. I was on my way back inside to warn the others, but not before his head popped completely out. "Tell me that's not a clown staring at us," the woman whispered. But I couldn't do that. That's exactly what it looked like to me. One of my friends came outside to tell me I was next on the table. That's when a second clown stepped from behind a tree. I didn't know if we were about to laugh or fight, but I figured once they saw how many of us were there, they'd take their shenanigans someplace else. I told my friend to go get the others, but for each one of us that walked out from the deli, it seemed like another one of them emerged from another hiding spot. In seconds, about 20 of us were standing out in the lot, with the same number of them staring back at us. Calling the police wasn't a smart option for us, and we thought about shooting off some warning shots. But if the clowns were armed as well, it could have gotten ugly fast. We decided to just wait it out and see what happens, and we stood outside over 15 minutes. But after they initially revealed themselves, the clowns didn't move an inch. And though it didn't seem to bother them any, the winds had picked up to the point of forcing us all back inside. We agreed that if we heard any of our cars being touched or if they tried to breach the building, the war was on. Though through the rest of our camping out, we didn't hear a peep. The people who had to leave were escorted to their cars, but many of us found a comfortable spot in the deli and spent the night. The bright Sunday sun had given us hope that our unexpected adventure was over, yet we still had one more hurdle to clear. When leaving out the door, we came upon several large trash bags sitting out front. We didn't know what to make of it, but given the circumstances, we agreed to not open them. I couldn't tell you what was in them for sure, but I have a pretty good idea, though I doubt anyone normal would want to hear about it either way. We loaded the bags into a pickup truck and dumped them off on a corner near a fire station. It was the summertime again before Mr. Murphy stayed open after hours. We moved our card parties to a barbershop across town. Of course, we've all seen plenty of clowns since that night. I guess there's really no way of telling if any were the same ones. And while I haven't developed any sort of fear of them, I don't trust them.